Okay, welcome everybody. We're on Zoom. That's why the camera's pointed at Tim and me. So we're going to record, so those who don't come, as most of you have taken our classes, there are a few new people. Tim and I teach in dual modality, which means that you can either come to all of the classes or as many of the classes as you can, and learn in person, hands-on, or you can do it online. And on the Thursday sessions when we're teaching material, those for the first several weeks at least will all be Zoom sessions, in addition to being here face-to-face. So Tim and I are going to try to do the best we can to give those at home the same experience that all of you have. If you have questions about dual modality, please reach out to Tim or me or both of us, and we'll explain it and try to make sure that you feel comfortable about what we're doing.
The online option is a great option, especially if you can't make it to every class, or if you miss a class and you want to see what we talked about that day, there's always that option. But in my experience, and I think if you talk to any of your classmates who have taken this class before, being here in person is always better. Why? You actually get to touch the equipment. We film, how many are we doing this semester, Grant?
We're going to be deciding that. But the thing that we should say is the bulk of what we're doing this semester is making movies. Thursday, we're going to have lessons on Thursdays starting at 2:20. We're going to have lessons about how to use cameras and audio equipment and jibs and dollies and everything else. But on every Friday, we're filming. And we're going to decide today what those projects are going to be. And so we're filming tomorrow. We're going to be in here filming a film called Santa's Helpers. I'm going to direct because no one else would step up last week when I was asking. And so we're shooting tomorrow. And you're an actor. You're going to say what I'm doing is perfect and everyone else needs to change. So I don't want to waste any time, because every time we shoot something, every genre, every location, every requires different planning and different shots, and their new experiences. And I want to make sure that everyone gets the most out of the class.
And to get the most out of the class is to be at the shoots. Maybe you can't make the lectures. We're fine with that if you're going to watch them, the Thursday classes online. But be here on Fridays. Fridays are going to be the actual rubber hits the road. If you want to be an audio person, you can hold the boom mic. If you want to be a director, you can give us a script and pitch us to be a director, but it's always great to be on set to see what really, for those of you who haven't worked in production before, what does the director actually do? What does the producer do? Et cetera, et cetera. Cinematographer, if you want to run the cameras. These are all elements that you're going to be able to have experience, either being an assistant and working your way up, or, working with some other students so that you feel comfortable doing what you're doing. We are one of the only practical film classes that allow first semester students to touch cameras, to make movies. If you go anywhere else in the state, including transfer schools, you're not going to get as much access to professional grade equipment as you are here at Gavilan.
Yeah. So we're talking to you here in the room. For those of you who are at home, if you can't come, we're going to shoot BTS, everything behind the scenes footage, and then Tim will narrate it. So
think of like a podcast, and you get to watch the class and I give detailed descriptions of what's happening. One of your classmates who comes here will be the BTS camera operator, will be capturing environments. We like our BTSs to showcase setting up, tearing down. We don't need to see the takes because we're filming all the takes, but we want to capture what is the audio operator doing in this instance? What does the first AC do? Et cetera, et cetera. You learn all those roles, and I will talk over all of it, so get used to this annoying nasally voice. But if you can't make it to the shoot, you are required to watch the BTS and comment, and I'll give you prompts within the video to make sure you're actually watching it to get credit. So that's part of the participation points of this class.
Yeah, the participation is half the grade. The grade is based on 1,000 points. 500 points are whether you're participating. And if you're coming, you're participating because you're watching. We're going to be, asking you to help set up lights or, wrangle cables or, there's lots and lots and lots to do on set. And we're hoping that you'll try new things every film, every week that we shoot. But at home, your participation is watching the BTS and staying involved with the class discussions. So I personally would not like that as much as actually being on a shoot, but if you want to take the class online, that's how you get those participations. The other 500 points, 200 is for a final exam, and it's a multiple choice test on if you take it at home. It's our party day and the last day of class when we have food and watch films, and I ask a couple oral questions of each of you. So that's
They're
fun.
really tough, really hard stuff. If you haven't taken the class before, if you've been on set the whole time, it's super simple questions, right?
and then the last part is everyone has to make a movie. And so some of you will be doing your film with the entire class backing you, using our equipment. But if you're not one of the 15 directors who will be have written something and directing, then you have to make your film on your own.
Yep.
And we'll talk about that more, but just know, especially if you're at home, you have to produce a film. 2-3 minute short film, any genre, anything can go. If you're in one of our other classes, you can double dip. If you make a film for this class, it can also count for any other classes that you're
You
in.
could quadruple dip or
right.
or triple dip. If you're in,
More than-
we'll talk about our other classes that you could join still up until next week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, let's do that. We just brought it up.
Sure.
Tim is teaching an editing class. That's post-production, digital editing. He's going to teach. He's a Premiere lover, so he'll teach that. But he's also going to show Final Cut this year, and I'll happily come in if anyone wants to learn that because that's my
So far,
favorite.
no one's asked to learn that, but we are going over Final Cut and DaVinci Resolve. We'll be talking about those three, and we'll see some After Effects as well. But the concept of editing will be learned, and definitely if you're shooting something, you'll need to know how to edit it if you're unless you have access to an editor. So what's always great about MCTV 43, the editing class, is if you shot something in the fall and you need it edited, it's a perfect place to be. And we got room in the class. When do we get ad codes, by the way?
Friday.
Okay. Ooh, tomorrow.
Then another class that Tim and I are teaching together is the screenwriting class. That's purely an online class. However, depending on the group, that we've had semesters where every other week we have writing workshops where we come together, have a party, and we read our work aloud and give each other feedback. And it's really cool to hear your characters come alive by having other people read them. So we'll do that. We tend to have a Togos
2 or 3 times a semester. Usually we do that. And
we've done it.
It's always based on demand.
Right.
So
right.
if you're,
everyone's welcome.
If you're
not in that class, you could still come.
And what's notable too is if you're considering doing a film major, as of right now, our editing and screenwriting classes are only spring classes, right? Is that going to change in the future?
The editing will be every semester as soon as we can make that happen.
Yes. Well, as of right now, and they are required classes for the major. So if you're not in it now and you don't want to do it a year from now, think about it. Think about adding. Yeah. And we accept any student. We'll go way over our class limits to allow any film student who's interested.
Yeah. Then we also,
Jason, do me a favor. It's driving me nuts. I'm looking at the Zoom. It's like improperly framed. Why don't you frame the shot properly for us? Okay, the 2 shot. Okay, thank you. the cinematographer work. We can keep talking while he's doing it, Grant.
Okay, the other film classes, we have both the production classes. There are 3 classes in one.
Thank you.
There's motion picture production, humanities 25, or it may have been switched to FTVE 25. Then there's audio production, FTVE 6, and cinematography, FTVE 26. Those 3 classes are combined.
That's this class.
That's this class. That's we're teaching, and we have in the spring semester, we have lectures, concepts on Thursdays, and we film exclusively on Fridays. I mean, Fridays are just making movies. We can shoot on some Saturdays if we need to, but again, if we shoot, you only are required to be here during class time, but we're going to shoot a lot more than that. So if class time is maybe not even convenient, if you can only come at night or on Saturdays, those might be the days when you want to shoot.
And sometimes we'll film evening shoots, right? Like sometimes we won't even meet at the designated time on Friday. We'll say, okay, we need to be at Grant's house at 6 p.m. and we're going to film until 2 a.m. Sounds like a fun shoot. Yeah. So that just consider that our hours will shift, but we will alert you via the class schedule that's on Canvas and in person. So
I constantly update the shooting schedule, and right now it's about half of it's blank because we're going to pick the films today, what we're going to be shooting this semester. Right now I only have 4 films on the schedule, and I want 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 films. So we have a lot to pick, although I know there are a lot of people who are all set to pitch today. So, and then we got to figure out the dates. The most important ones are those who want to put in the time and effort to edit them to have them ready for the showcase, because our showcase has been predetermined. I've already scheduled the theater. We're on Saturday, April 26th, we're having our film showcase, and then followed by the Gavies, the awards for the best writers, directors, editors, filmmakers, actors for this year's collection of films.
Yeah, we give out actual awards. In fact, can someone go get me Martin Silence award? Somebody near the door, someone who knows. Ashton will do it. Thank you, Ashton. We give out the awards. You get this physical award every single semester, and then you get your names on the plaque. If you're here in the TV studio, you've never been in the TV studio, on your way out of the TV studio. Yeah, here you go. Right behind us. Ashton's holding a Gavi Award. You can see, there you go. It's an actual real deal thing. You could actually probably stab someone with it and get away with it. Okay, no. But this is, yes. So this is the coveted Gavi Award winner. So raise your hand if you're a Gavi Award winner. Raise your hand if you're a Gavi Award winner. Jason, come on. All right.
So
all right, we got several Gavi Award winners already in here, but anybody in this class could be a potential future Gavi Award winner. All films are judged by a panel of judges. Grant and I are 2 of the usually 9 or 7 judges.
12 last year.
12 last year. So it's all so it's a real coveted award, and I hope that everyone in here considers submitting something. So at the very least, you get your name on the plaque if you get nominated. So that's always fun.
Yeah. So that's one of our time restraints, is that's the 26th, but we have May 2nd, May 9th, and May 16th to shoot afterwards. So we're going to continue the week after the showcase. We're going to still shoot 3 more films. And what we're hoping is that those will be ready for the fall showcase next semester. But we're hoping that the deadline will be more like April 1st if movies came from last year, and maybe April before spring break, which I think starts on the
That would be
7th. Spring break is the 7th through the 11th. So it would have to be the 4th. April 4th is when we're hoping the deadline for this semester. A little more flexible on the ones.
Just say, okay, Grant is being nice right now. No, those of you who know Grant. No, April 4th, we're going to edit that out. April 4th is the deadline. Turn in your movies April 4th or you won't be judged, okay? And then and then people can text you and say, Grant, it's going to be April 18th. And you're going to be like, oh,
No.
okay.
No, April 18th. No,
I'm just kidding.
just after we get back.
Oh, during spring break. Can I send it to you during spring break, Grant?
Yeah, so it's not the 72-hour film competition, but
yeah,
there is a lot of prep. We need to.
We have to judge it.
Right.
Yeah. So, and we have to make sure that it's going to play well in the Gav fall. Wait, the Gav. We have so many ones. They're all named differently. The Gav Student Film Showcase. Is that it?
It's the film showcase. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm all screwed up with the 72-hour
also
and
has
the fall.
We call that the fall film showcase.
Okay, well, the one in spring is in the actual Gav theater, so we have 300, 400 people who can come and see the our films. So it's going to fill up.
Yep. And there's some amazing films, trust me. Okay, any questions about the class? Those of you who.
I think the other thing we should talk about, though, too, is as far as shooting schedule goes, we also produce the Gavlin's news program, right?
Yeah.
Gav TV News, which is produced in this class with our students. So we're going to be filming news updates throughout this semester where we want to use you as our crew or as our talent. If we have people who are interested in being on camera talent, reporters, we're always looking for people like that. We're always looking for people who are willing to shoot events for us, to cover the events. And we're even interested in people who might want to edit some of these as well. I usually do the editing, but if you're an editor who is looking for experience, this could count as editing experience as well.
I'll tell you, we already have a bunch of the stories lined up. We started shooting a veteran story last semester where we interviewed, is it 2 veterans?
Yes.
2 veterans. I think we want to add another interview or 2 of the veterans service here at Gavilan. But that I think will be our first story. There's both men's and women's basketball game against Hartnell, our big rivals, on February 5th. It's a Wednesday. I think the games are 5 and 7. So we're going to film both. So we need a reporter to interview players and coaches after the games, and then a couple camera operators to film. So we have B-rolls.
Are we live streaming it or are we just cover? Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to do a news story.
Cool. Awesome.
On both.
Yeah.
Then there's a faculty art exhibit on the February 12th. We're going to go, and we've done a few of those in the past. But the February 19th and 26th are open. So if you have ideas, things you want to pitch. Bach to Blues is the big faculty concert. We're going to do a promotional video for them in early March, and then the concerts on March 15th. And then we're going to have 2 stories a week in April. They want us to cover Gavel-Rama. There's another art exhibit. We're going to have a promo for our showcase. We're going to film the showcase. Then they want a promo for the play House of Desires. And so there's a lot of things. And then May, there's another art exhibit. We're probably going to film the play. There's graduation. And so lots and lots of stories.
We also like to do what we call man on the street interviews, where we'll have a reporter interview students on Gav campus about something. We covered the election last semester. We covered Bigfoot, or ghosts last semester. So it might be fun to do, thinking of holidays, a Valentine's Day one, like maybe a dating one would be good. And we could do it at the end of February or something like that. If you have ideas, we're open to pitching ideas for our Gav TV news. These get edited and put on the front page of the Gav website, as well as the YouTube channel and our socials. So eyeballs see these.
Yeah. Hundreds of people will see them. So come talk to us if you're interested. I saw a couple hands and a couple people nodding. If you want to be involved and being a reporter, being a camera operator, editing, or other things, let us know. We'll keep reminding you if we need people. So
It's a great experience.
let's talk about the productions for this, unless there are any questions about
Questions,
grading,
comments, concerns, new people.
the class.
For the video editing class that offered during the spring semester?
Yes.
Now, yeah.
Yeah. Mondays and Wednesdays from 2:20 to 5 p.m.
But it's a dual modality.
Dual
So if that-
modality.
if
So
you have
could
another
take it
class,
online. You could do it online completely. But if you want to use access to computers and software, we have it here. So unless you have your own editing software, you could totally do it online. You could join via Zoom, but I record and put up all my lectures already. We've got 2 up already for the first week.
I
So
was just curious about that because of the class registration list, it didn't show that one for the semester.
for
It's
For FTV.
FTVE
Yeah,
43.
oh,
Oh, yeah, that we're in the
It's all
process
in
of
the
changing
process, so
all the
it
names.
could be MC. I think it's listed as MCTV 43.
Yeah,
And it's for sure there. I have several people who are in this class that have joined it. And
Yeah. they're right. No, it's not digital media.
should be film.
It should be film, and film is the other one is right beside it.
On the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because we're in transition.
Yeah.
They
So
will
check
all
out-
be FTVE.
Yeah.
Very soon.
It's worth taking, and you can use the videos you make here, you edit, you turn it in. I mean, you could spend the whole semester. We lecture for about an hour and then we have lab time. So you actually have, about an hour and a half with me one-on-one twice a week to work with your editing. So that's what's just fun about the class. So Mr. Cut, by the way, your edit's too long. That's what my number one note, too long.
I was gonna ask about the Gap TV news. How do you become also part of that? Let me just talk to you.
Say, I
Say,
would
I
like,
wanna help.
say, I would like to help.
I want
Right
to be
now,
involved.
stay right now.
I want-
You're part of Gab TV
Yeah,
News.
right.
Congratulations.
You're a producer.
Yes, welcome to Gab TV News. Everybody in this class, anyone honestly, last semester, we had a business student, Mia, what was her degree?
Journalism.
We had a journalism student who's not part of our major. Found out we were doing Gab TV News and wanted to be the reporter for most of the news stories. So we're like, welcome. Yeah, it was something, it was because we don't have a journalism major here.
We
right?
actually do, but
Oh.
they haven't given out a
Yeah,
journalism.
so I think she was
degree
like,
in
yeah,
decades.
she was something like that, but was interested in being a news reporter. So anybody can join, but of course, film students get first priority at everything.
I think that would be great experience with being on camera. and helping-
Yeah. Ask Ashton.
Ashton's
It
our,
was 2 semesters ago.
Ashton's our sports reporter.
He kept doing we just won't let him do Bach to Blues again because
He's still recording it right now.
You said you wanted a lot of.
We got a lot.
Yeah. But I
Shoot
thought
a
after
lot, cut a
2
little.
2.5 hours later, I
Yeah.
thought that you were.
I just did my job.
You were too good, yes.
So if you want to be on camera, you want to operate, but we need editors too. So, and here's where it's perfect because Tim's teaching the editing class and no one knows how to cut news stories together better than Tim, but he'll give you what?
Pacing of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked in live news broadcast for 2 years and I've worked in corporate video for 15 years or something now, however long. So I have experience cutting down and making stories that are palatable because like Ashton shot 4.5 hours of footage, which I then cut to 4 minutes, right? So it's about choosing the bites and knowing how to tell the story. So the other thing we didn't mention, sorry, does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The other thing we didn't mention is how they get a hold of us, Grants.
Yeah, so the only students that we give our personal information to are the film students. On the website, it not only has both of our gavel and email addresses, but it also has our cell phones. I'll tell you right now, mine is 408-710-5800. 888-838-4657. Please text and don't call me unless it's an emergency. And if you call, speak in a deep voice so that my wife doesn't get jealous. But
My number is 831-801-3766. It's on the syllabus. Yeah, text because what type of maniac would do a phone call? Or guess what? I'm not going to answer a phone call. And what type of maniac's going to leave a voicemail? That's the real maniac, is like, you're going to make me listen to a voicemail? Come on. So send me a text message, send me a Shrek GIF. That would be great. Also, I don't know if we're supposed to promote this, but there is a Discord for the film students. So, we can promote that? Okay, I didn't know. But
Yeah.
Grant and I are in the Discord. We're not as active as other people who are currently sending messages in the Discord now, I think. No, all right, you're just watching YouTube, because you've seen, yeah, right, I'm just
Well, that's a
teasing.
great spot where if you're a boss on fire, like, where's the film shoot? When is the film shoot? They don't, of course, somebody will shoot back up.
Yeah, someone here will invite you to the Discord. It's really fun. There's lots of good discussion. They share videos, and behind the scenes photos are really dope. Santi takes a bunch of cool stuff. They'll get you connected with like CMAP stuff that they're doing. And there's a Shrek corner. That's my corner. Yeah, my corner is the best. Lots of Shrek memes.
So any other questions about the class or grading or what we're doing? Okay, now we're gonna get to pitching. I'll first tell you about the stories that we have locked. And then we need to hear from those who have screenplays who are ready to pitch.
What is a pitch, Grant?
This is where your job is to sell your concept, your story to the group. Part of it is you're selling Tim and me, because if you do something that's super complicated or we know is going to be really problematic, we get nervous and upset. I'm paying for it, so the college gives us nothing, literally, absolutely nothing. So the food, all the equipment, everything is mine. So if I'm thinking, oh geez, I don't like that, I'm going to probably not pick. Tim is heavily involved, but also the class. It was 2 years ago. No, it was last spring. Ariel pitched a project and we all loved it. It never happened because
Oh, that was a good idea.
yeah, it was a really great idea, and it was greenlit, but it didn't happen. And then we had someone who subbed a new film in. But if the class gets excited about it, so do we, and it's more likely to happen. If it's crickets in here after you pitch, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, there's but don't feel nervous, or even if you're a new student not used to it, feel free to pitch your ideas. It's always better to have a script or at least an outline, because if you pitch an idea and you get chosen, we want to see the script as soon as possible so that we know and we can help you write or refine your script, because inexperienced filmmakers will say, okay, there's only 20 locations and we're going to need 8 days and we have 100 cast and it all takes place. It's a period piece all in the 1900s or whatever, right? And those are all issues that is going to be like, well, we could do that, but that's really hard, and for X, Y, and Z, and also we need props and all these things. So it's something that you maybe if you're brand new, we would want you to focus on something a little less involved. So that
let's talk. Well, next week we're going to talk about all the jobs on set. We're going to invite Sophie and Marty and Jason and Brawley, those of you who've done it before, to come up, and we'll talk about the jobs, things that if you are the DP or the gaffer or the audio mixer, exactly what you're responsible for and what you have to do, so that we'll know. Tomorrow we're actually going to do it. I've already picked some people who I know are quite good, and then you can watch and observe and help. And start learning those positions ahead of time. But the thing that I think we need to talk about is the director, if you're trying to direct, and a lot of people, I want to direct because that seems like it's a cool thing. It's an incredible amount of responsibility. First of all, you're in charge of the entire artistic vision of the film. And so you have to talk a lot with your director of photography to make sure that he or she really knows what you want and the style and look, and you have to talk to the art department and how do you want the set to look. You have to talk to your actors and really make sure that they're giving the performances that you want. You have to, I mean, it's your film and you have to be incredibly well prepared. I'm going to demand a very polished screenplay because before anything can go on the schedule, it has to be, look perfect, perfectly formatted, and then your screenplay goes up. Then I need a shot list. You have to have a shot list, exactly what you have, the shots that you want to put your film together. You have to have already cast your actors, and we can help you with that, but we need to make sure that we have the correct. By the way, I have met several new actors recently, and I've already they've agreed to work with us in upcoming projects, and they're amazing. So just directors know that I have some new fresh blood. But anyways, there's a lot going on. Now, it sounds like I'm trying to scare you out of it. But I just want you to be realistic, because we've had some people who thought, oh yeah, I want to direct, and then they didn't really know what they were getting themselves into. So
that's part of the learning in the class, but yeah, directing is one that we want some experience. So maybe it's good to be on set, and if that's your goal, be able to, learn by doing. We've also had first semester students who have directed and been successful. So
oh yeah,
there's always yeah.
Braulio took the class for the first time this time last year, right?
Yeah, it was 2
And
semesters.
won. Yeah, and you took you won the Gavi for best new film filmmaker. So you absolutely can do it.
Yeah.
Just know that it is not you just show up and stand and kind of
Say action.
There's a lot more to it than that.
There's a lot more to it. So
okay, so any questions on any of that stuff? Anything you want to talk about? Okay. I wonder if we should record for the pitching.
I mean, no one's here, so
Yeah. So if you want, I'm going to update the schedule tonight, and then again regularly. It's always under the film production schedule under the first module. I think it says week 1.
yeah,
So
if you're an online student and you want to pitch, you can approach us either next week or tomorrow if you come on set, or you could send us a message. And
Yeah.
if you can be here, you can't, we don't let people direct remotely.
you do have to make your own film. So you can be the director of your own film, but if you want to basically be the director of the class for a day, you got to be here.
Absolutely.
So anyways, we're going to stop recording. Reach out to us if you have any questions. And keep checking the production schedule, because it will be updated a lot in the next few days. Okay, bye.